Hey, what's good, YouTube? Mike here. This is Pro Guitarist Reacts, and we're about to jump into Lindsey Stirling doing a cover of Kashmir on the Lollapalooza Paris 2023 show. We're going to jump into this and check it out. Quick like, here we go. All right. I am Mike. This is Pro Guitarist Reacts. I hope you're having a swell day. I am shooting today. It's actually the morning, so I have a ton of sunlight coming in here, and yeah, I had to do some adjusting because usually I shoot at night and the light is completely different. And yeah, early morning, must protect the eyes with some protective colored lenses. There we go. So we're about to jump into Lindsey Stirling. This has been on my watch list for a little while. Got to admit, I pretty much forgot about it. But I want to check it out because I have a bit of a lineage that kind of relates to this, in that I was in a band that toured on Lollapalooza. Granted, it's a different tour now than it was. So I was on Lollapalooza in 1997. I got here's my laminate from the tour. I don't know if you can make me out, but I was young. 1997, what I looked like. Yeah. So I was on Lollapalooza in 1997, and that's not the only linkage here that I'm seeing. Well, first of all, before we move on, Lollapalooza has changed from what I understand. I did the AI camera thing. So Lollapalooza has changed from what I understand. So now it is like, I think they only set up in a few select cities around the world, and I believe they do like a couple shows in each city, and that's like, yeah, and they're just hitting like target spots, like a couple spots in the States maybe, and like South America, Europe, but they're not, it's not like a full-on tour. So when I was doing it, it was like a city to city tour. It was just the USA, and I'm not American, by the way, I'm Canadian. There were just a little Canadian back trivia. So when you're the only Canadian band on a tour, you get to privy to a couple of things, like finding out that there weren't many other Canadians on that tour. There was the head lighting tech was Canadian, and I don't know if you guys remember a British singer named or band, I guess, an act named James. So James was on that tour. You might remember them. They had a song that went like, "She only comes when she's on top." Anyways, everyone remembers that line. Um, their guitar player slash backup singer was Canadian as well. He was from Toronto. Other things, Snoop Dogg was on that tour. I'm sure other things will come up as we go here. Snoop Dogg was on that tour, so anyone who was smoking weed on that tour was getting it. So the guys from James made contact with Snoop, and then the guys from James were selling weed to everybody else on the tour. So basically, Snoop Dogg was supplying all the weed for about 100 people. More than 100 people. Probably, if you count the crew and everything, yeah, it must be about 150. I don't know. I didn't count. Didn't do a head count. All right. I promised a second correlation here. The second correlation is this. So when my band joined Lollapalooza, we had just freshly gotten signed. We had just freshly signed with the William Morris Agency, and this was our first tour. So the William Morris Agency was trying to get us to sign with them. So they said, "Sign with us, we'll give you Lollapalooza." We went on Lollapalooza. Our single wasn't out yet. Didn't get a great, huge reaction for the first few shows because, like I said, our single hadn't yet been released. It was released, I think, during like the second week of the tour, and that was like all of a sudden our numbers went up crazy as soon as our single was on the radio. But the before the single came out, we made another discovery. So they used to So we were on the B stage, right? So like it's a traveling B stage. The Eels were headlining the B stage, and then there was, there's main stage, but everyone's traveling together. And where was I going with this? Oh yes. So we were having trouble because there was a little. Our crowds were a little light for the first couple shows, and here I'm just gonna press the space bar. I hope this doesn't start something. Okay, we're still good. So yeah, for the first few shows, our audiences were a little light, but they used to drop a big tarp/curtain, I guess, stage curtain in front of the band, so that we could do a sound check without the crowd seeing us sound check. Right? It wasn't just us; that all the bands were doing it. So one day we decided, instead of playing one of our own songs for sound check and blowing that for the set, we thought, hey, why don't we play the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin? We had a female singer, and she had pipes, serious pipes. We were called Artificial Joy Club. You can check all this out. That music is out there, videos out there, everything's out there. So yeah, we did the Immigrant Song for our sound check, and what do you know? The curtain came up. I believe we were in Buffalo, New York when this happened, and curtain comes up. We're used to playing to maybe 800-900 people. Thousands. There has to be 10,000 people there. 10,000 people that all gathered around because we started playing the Immigrant Song for sound check. So we were like, yeah, we got to put this in the set. So that's what we did. We put the Immigrant Song in the set, and it was a big hit. And then our song hit the radio and started to climb the charts. And yeah, before you know it, our crowds were huge. Yes. I don't know we were playing up again. So on the main stage, while we were playing, Korn was on the main stage. And so anyone who wasn't into like super heavy stuff would come and see us, I guess. But yeah, the numbers were going up like crazy as our song was climbing the charts. It climbed all the way to 11 on the alternative charts, by the way. All right, I've spoken enough. Click like and subscribe if you dig the channel, if you dig the video. Or if you dig the video, click like. If you dig the channel, click subscribe. How's that? If you don't know yet, well, sit back, check it out. You can like the video, though. Come on now. Let's do this. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what Lollapalooza in Paris 2023 was all about. I got other stories that'll probably come up. I mentioned earlier Snoop Dogg was on the tour. If you do the math, that was 1997. And something was happening in Snoop Dogg's life in 1997. You might remember the East Coast, West Coast rap wars. Well, he was in the heart of that. And yeah, shit got weird in New York. Yeah. There was like people booing him and stuff in New York. Snoop Dogg traveled in an armored van. It was craziness. And he had tons of security. So I never got to chat with Snoop Dogg because he had so much security around him because of all the threats on his life at that time. All right. But he seemed like a good guy. He said hey to me once, but yeah, we didn't have the chance to talk any further than that. Seemed like a good guy, though, from what I could tell. All right, let's watch Lindsey Stirling doing Kashmir. Okay. Okay, right off, it sounds pretty good. I missed the first couple seconds there. I didn't have my sound up, my speakers turned up. So I just want to catch that very beginning, see if I missed anything. Okay. Little modern touch for the intro. She's got some moves. All right, I'm a guitar player, not a violinist here, but I do have a music degree, and you got to learn a few things about conducting and stuff to get that music degree. And so you can see her right now plucking the strings. That's called pizzicato. I might not be saying that completely right because even though I've heard of this stuff, it is not within my wheelhouse. Got serious moves. Okay, this is different because her moves are not like a typical rock star moves. It's almost moving like a cheerleader or something. She looks very happy. So I'm guessing that there are a lot of stuff going on a backing track, including that intro and stuff. That I would guess that was a backing track. Not a diss. The band that I was telling you about. I mean, I've played in so many other bands than that one, but I'm just talking about them because they're the band that toured on Lollapalooza. We used backing tracks, but it was only like keyboards. We didn't really put anything else there. We were just using the backing tracks to take place of one person, a keyboard player who might also sing a little. She's doing a really good job of doing the Robert Plant vocalizations on the violin there. The violin is quite an expressive instrument in the right hands, and the right hands are what we have going on right here. The talented young lady. The moves I do find a little distracting. Maybe I'd get used to them in time. Did I roll it back? I don't know. That fire is crazy. The fire is fire. Is there anyone else in the band? All I'm seeing is a guitar player, drummer, and Lindsey Stirling on the violin. I see no bass player. Huh. Chris with the move. Nice. Nice. So this is Paris, eh? In 2023. I've not played Paris since 1998, so I do miss it. What did I play? Oh, when I played Paris, I just played. We played on a couple TV shows. I'll come back to that story, but first I want to wrap up talking about Lindsey Stirling here. So I would have to say that was quite well executed. I think I'd always prefer if there was more band members when I see backing track situations like that. Like I would at least a bass player maybe, you know, and it wouldn't be that hard just to get a keyboard player and just do this all live. Budgets, personalities, I get it. You want to travel with less headaches, less expenses. This day and age, things are tough. I hear it. So, um, the crazy moves, as predicted, I did start getting used to it. You know, acclimatized myself to those cheerleader leader like moves, and I found them charming by the end. They were a little distracting at the beginning, but then the personality started to form, I started to understand. I started to understand it a little bit. Um, yeah, I would never begrudge someone. You know, you're out there entertaining. Everyone's got their own sense of movement, their own sense of style, and to me, if you're given 100%, if you're not moving exactly the way I would move, that's okay. You're giving her. I like that she's giving it. She's giving it all. She sounds good. She is great at the vocalizations because I don't know if you know this, but uh, Robert Plant is not the most pitch perfect singer. Like, he's an amazing singer, he's an expressive singer. So, pitch perfect is not what he's known for. He definitely slides from, from here to here um, on his notes, So there's a lot of glissando going on, and violin is the perfect instrument to try to capture that kind of vocalization. It's obvious now, having watched it, but yeah, I didn't know going in. There you have it. I forget what I was saying earlier about. I was going to come back to something, but I forgot what it was. Uh, oh yeah, I was talking about playing in Paris. So in Paris, we played 2 TV shows. One of them was like a talk show, like your Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show type situation, but like the French version. So that was like that was crazy, that experience. Millions and millions of French viewers, and the guest that was on that show, I have no idea who she was. She was some French actress or model or something. But damn if she was not one of the most attractive women I've ever seen in my life. And it was distracting. You can check on my channel. Actually, that live show in Paris is on my channel. You'll find that Artificial Joy Club, Sick and Beautiful, live in Paris. Check it out. Maybe I'll throw it up here on the right here or something. I'll throw it there so you can check it out if you want. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips of us playing in Lollapalooza. This is before cell phones, right? Before cell phones had cameras. Second story, we played a different TV show, and this was more like Top of the Pops or something like that. So the people watching this were more kids, you know what I mean? Like 12, 13-year-olds. The band, the act right before us was, I forget, it was some British boy band or something like, I forget what they were called. They were pretty popular. You'd probably know them. throw some names in the comments, maybe, and maybe it'll trigger my memory. It was boys something. I forget. Anyways, what ended up happening on that one? So here I'll show you. So guitars have straps, right? And these little things, these little posts here, are what the strap holds onto, right? If you're looking at the guitar like that, strap holds onto here. One of those points. And what happened at that show was the screw pulled right out of my guitar mid-performance. Bam, hits the ground. And you might be thinking, oh my God, that must have made a huge noise that scared everybody and ruined the whole show. But no, on this particular show, we had to airband. So my guitar falling to the ground made absolutely no noise other than the weight of it hitting the ground. So it was quite embarrassing. And I don't know why I'm telling you guys that. Because now you know my embarrassing story that my guitar fell while airbanding on a French TV show. I need therapy. Okay, well, back to Lindsey Stirling doing Kashmir. What do you guys think? Are you guys fans of people covering like neat? That's one of the things I do like when people do a different sounding cover. Like I wouldn't be that crazy about it if she just sang like Robert Plant or something. You know what I mean? But the fact that they reimagined it, I respect that. That's cool. Let me know what you guys think. Uh, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, put a yo down in the comments to let me know you made it to the end. The YO lets me know. It's a secret code that says I was here till the very end. And it says it concisely, right? Concise. I could be concise right now and just stop this. This is what I will do. Bye. Click like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.